Hi, hello, namaste to all my listeners. I'm your host Sarthak Varshne, and I welcome you all to the Balls of Steel show, where you get an insight into the business mindset of the entrepreneurs. Dhandoni Soch. Our today's guest is Mr. Amanpreet Singh. Hi, Amanpreet.
Hi Sarthak, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Somehow, some well, good enough.
Why is that somehow and some will there?
Even if you are fine, but what happens is that you switch on the TV, you find news of COVID, or storytellers becoming journalists or storytellers becoming COVID experts. And the moment you step out of your house, you see people wearing masks. So how much you motivate yourself. It is the people of the country or people around you that have a negative approach to handle things, and that is why somewhere, so everybody's somewhere and somehow struggling with a lot of problems on an individual level and on a social level or a community level, but the approach of the
Mhm.
people is that is very triggering in terms of pulling you back. So if you even if you feel want to feel happy, so at the end of the day you hear something. But yeah, so
Right.
things have progressed so far, and we hope to see a better tomorrow, like always.
We're all living on hopes. That's what we say, and
Hope
that's what we
is
do.
a awakening dream.
Right, right now that is the reality. That is definitely the reality. Anyways, so Amanpreet, what is the business that you're doing because of which we're gonna say that you've got the balls of steel?
So I won't say that we are doing a business. So we are basically trying to solve real life problems of people in the education and healthcare sector using emerging technologies or the technologies that are existing, integrating multiple technologies to build solution to the real life problems which people face in education sector or the healthcare sector or the small and medium enterprise sector. So this is what we are doing.
Uh-huh.
So you can call it a business, but our main motive is to solve the problem of people, and that is how you process resources and funds for you. When you solve problems for people, people actually buy your product or service. That's how you make revenue. And so there's a fancy term known as business, but for me, it is not business. It is solving the real life problems. So the name of
That's
yeah,
nice.
so the name of the startup is F13 Technologies. Now,
Okay.
so most of the times, the moment I tell people the name, so there are two
Uh-huh.
opinions people come up with. First is why is this name, or F से तो failure होता है और 13 तो unlucky होता है. So for
Honestly, I'm listening this for the first time that 13 unlucky होता है. मतलब this is really
uh,
very weird.
I'll,
But yeah,
I'll share an experience with you. So I was attending a very close friend's wedding. So one of our
uh-huh.
family friend came and he asked my father what your son is doing. He said he has started his own venture and the name is F13, and he asked me to give my visiting card to him. So he was seeing and
Mm,
he asked what's the name. I said F13. He said F तो failure होता है 13 वो होता है. तो ऐसा क्यों? मेरा
mm.
सर लोहा लोहे को काटता है. So when you meet people like these, so तो मैंने उस ऐसे बोला कि सर लोहा लोहे को काटता है और अनलकी अनलकी को काटता है. That
Uh-huh.
is how. But the my purpose of starting the organization with the name F13 was, if you look on your keyboard across any system in the world, you won't find a key as F13. So which means
Uh-huh.
technology beyond the functionality of a normal working computer. So that is what we believe here. Providing the technology or amalgamation of technologies which does not exist as of now. So this is the vision with which I started this organization.
Okay, okay. That's a nice vision and that's very entrepreneurial. इसकी story भी है and let's go deeper in this. And this is a good यार. You already have a bigger motive and I really like the way you look at your business. Not calling it a business, but yes, calling it problem solving. But यार उसी के आसपास business भी बनता है ना. So धंधा तो कर ही रहे हो at the end.
धंधा कर रहे हैं. सो करेंट सो सिंस वी आर बूटस्ट्रैप स्टार्टअप, सो वी
हाँ.
आर लाइक दोज हम उन सेलिब्रिटी किड्स की तरह नहीं है कि जिन्होंने स्ट्रगल
हम्म.
देखा नहीं एंड देन दे से कि आई हैव सीन द रियल स्ट्रगल. So a bootstrap startup is always somebody who struggles a lot. So it's we are into our second year, and we'll complete our second year in the end of August. So far we are
Okay.
trying to build things. We know that how bit by bit we have added things to us. Be it starting from the company registration, setting up a beautiful office, and apart from that, getting people on board and getting resources, getting
Right, right.
funding or getting loans from the bank and
So I
paying
guess
that.
this is gonna be a good journey to know now. So before you tell all these things precise, I'll cut you off and I'll ask you to dive deep into this journey and start from the starting point and tell me everything in detail till the point at which you are right now.
All right. So then I guess we need to cover almost a decade here because this is something which
Okay.
people do not know. So I'll tell you a story. So back in
Right.
2010 and 11, so I came back from Firozshah Kotla ground. So during that time, my under 14 matches for Delhi was going on. So my father came to pick me up from Firozshah Kotla. He had gathering with his friends at Press Club of India, Delhi. So there we
Mhm.
were, and I was sitting there. Uh, One of his friends said fraud happened with me recently. So during that time, there were frauds of African people sending emails to the layman or the common man that if you fill this much fees, we'll give you this much prize, etc., etc. So it was at the peak at that point in time. So this happened with him. He said that
Mhm.
I received an email and I just tried like it was $5 or something. So he just tried luck and
Mhm.
he said the guy asked that you will receive a code, enter the code and press F13. And then he said that his computer guy or the computer operator told him because that era a lot of computer operators were there. People were not as
Right.
accessible to technology as they are now. So he said then I
Mhm.
realized F13 नहीं है तो मेरे साथ fraud हो
Mhm.
गया. So that point in time this name came into my mind that what if F13 exists? What if a company like F13 exists which can change the entire computing? So this was the name that came in, and I trust me, I had no idea on this planet how will I do that, how will I form an organization, what will we do. I just knew that अगर F13 होगा तो क्या होगा और if there's an organization like F13 what will happen. So years passed by.
Okay.
Like
Right.
everybody I appeared through engineering entrances, qualified for a few, and did not get selected for a few. Then I
Mhm.
ended up somewhere where the world is. People call it the world is here, but you trust me on this that my world was actually there. That is where,
Okay, what was actually there?
yes, I have said it during my farewell speech as well. And that there are
Okay.
validations, I had certain validations with which I could prove that why the world was there.
Ah,
So what happens is
right.
that there was a person, so during my 11th and 12th there was a person who was mentoring me. He was a student from IIT Delhi, so he was again a family
Okay.
friend, so he was mentoring me and I was preparing. So luckily one time due to my uh, I won't call it ego, but due to my passion towards computer science, I could not get through it. Even after getting
Mm-hmm.
somehow a last extended rank, and the next attempt I
Mm-hmm.
could not clear it. Uh,
Hmm.
so that's how I attempted for two times, and then that person told me, if the superpowers or the superficial forces do not want you to land up into a place, which you are not meant for, how hard you may try, you won't
Hmm.
land up eventually. So
Right.
that I remember till date. So that is how things changed for me. So what happened is that then I took admission into an university which I never heard of, Sharda University, and the tagline of the university, "The world is here. Where are you?" So I started my college
The
life.
way you're telling me this thing right now, it's like if Sharda wale sun lenge, पकड़ के मारेंगे हमें.
नहीं वो नहीं मारेंगे because I have contributed a lot to them, not just in some.
Okay.
So I'll tell you. So since you wanted to know the journey, I'll tell you how this journey formed bit by
Uh,
bit. Right. So moving on.
right.
So I ended up into the university. So college starts. This was the first time ever in my life I was going away from home, except for the cricket tournaments that I used to play for 2 to 3 weeks or stay, let's say, in Dehradun or Rishikesh or other cities. But that was the longest.
Mm-hmm.
Going away from home with all your belongings, luggage, etc., etc. So our first few weeks were fine there, but that is where I learned the lesson. People aren't meant to be trusted. My friend. I won't call him a best friend, but
Hmm.
yes, he was my friend, and he was nominated for Mr. Freshers, but the class did not supported him. That is where
Hmm.
I lost faith in people. That people are very selfish, and that is how I stopped going to classes. So this is a journey which very few people know about. So I was very rebellious
Okay.
to attend classes because of two things. First, of the ecosystem of the class, the people, and second was that
Hmm.
I have always been in favor of open book system based education teaching. But considering the situation in most of the colleges, even in the autonomous universities of the country, the syllabus did
Hmm.
not get updated, and there are a lot of factors which we are actually solving the problems at F13 now. So
Hmm.
every part of my journey during my college contributes to what we are doing now. So first thing was the people. Second thing was the teachers' behavior towards the student. So few teachers were good and few teachers were rigid, and they had their own ego of being professors. And the third being the same old syllabus, 4 or 5 units which you have to do in the entire semester. You pass the exam and you get a engineering degree or any degree. So that was the pattern then. So it all started, and that is time I started being rebellious. So I focused myself into doing a few internship. In the very first year, I became a Microsoft student partner, which added a lot of
Okay.
jealousy in the people of my
Hmm.
class. So that made me more rebellious to attend class. चाहे पहले मैं जहाँ हफ्ते में एक करता था, मैं महीने में 2 करने लग गया. So
Hmm.
the frequency of me attending classes got reduced, and after that
Okay.
it got built up. Then I started to do a lot of events. So people used to participate in the first year in college events, and I was a part of the organizing committee. So that is where it affected people in a in a very negative way. People used to believe he is not of our league, but they took it negatively कि इसको कुछ नहीं पता, ये करना नहीं चाहता है, इसके बस की नहीं है. So it got piled up.
Hmm.
Second year came in. By that time, I was in the core committee of my cultural fest. I was in the core committee of my technical fest. Then, by that point in time, we started the Model United Nation Conference of the Society. The college magazine was, I was in the founding team of college magazine. I was in the founding team of college Model United Nation Conference. So, things got built up. So, that is where I discovered that I am not meant for taking opportunities. I am somehow meant for creating opportunities. So, this
Right.
all helped me to realize this, and the lot of oppositions happened, and what not happened. So what happened was that after, in the second half of my second year, I started to go and participate outside. So organize
Hmm.
inside but participate outside, because
Okay.
the brand value of the university was taken as a joke that the world is here. So I still remember what happened was, along with us went an African student. I don't remember which conference it was. So three of us were there. My best friend, I was there, and an African student from Sharda University was there. And it was a very prestigious conference. I remember Siddharth Das was in the executive board.
Hmm.
I don't remember the other vice chairperson. So what happened? It was a Modern United Nation conference, and I was into the different committee. But that African student was in Security Council, and you had legends like people who have done in today's date more than 100 conferences were there. And
Right.
uh, so this person known as Anga Singh Madan, Anshuman Chaudhary, so all these Rohan Dev Talwar, so all these people were there in the committee, and that
Uh,
African student got a higher commendation over Anga Singh Madan,
okay.
and that is when it propelled like a rocket fuel into us ki we can do that. And ever since then, we made it a practice. Every weekend we used to land up in some debating event or parliamentary debate or model UN conference or any event
Uh,
outside our college, and we ensured with that we get at least one award every week. At times we failed, but
right.
before the conference people did not approach us, but after the conference when people socialize and they ask which college, and then we tell
Right.
them we are from Sharda University. Oh, the world is there. And when we won the awards over their head, that actually changed the perception. So over the time,
Right.
this was what was happening externally. Now it was our time to host. And so whenever we hosted the conference, touchwood, we always managed to get standing ovation in the last 4 editions that we did. So that
Okay.
is the
That's
kind
nice.
of respect that we earned. So this was a conference which people laughed at. This was, the university people laughed at. By the last edition of that conference, people were actually craving to attend that conference. They were craving to attend, not craving, but yeah, they were craving to attend that conference. So that is the kind of persona that we build. And so we
Right.
tried to portray excellence. We were committed to excellence, be it the logistics, be it the food, be it the transportation, be it the, you know, the conference kits or any particular thing. If you talk about the infrastructure facilities or the technological capabilities, we tried to manage
Mm,
everything in the best of our capacity as a students of that university to show the world that why the world is here. Now,
mhm,
post and during this, what happened was that I got associated with one of the Apple's partner companies, and
mhm.
we they did so that was the time when Apple was currently looking to penetrate into the education ecosystem, and that
Okay.
is when I got in touch through my HOD, and we did a seminar with the students on iOS development. Post that
Okay.
event, I somehow convinced the Apple partner company to sponsor our event, sponsor that conference of ours. So I invite since they
Okay.
were sponsors, so I invited them for the entire conference of that was in. So I'm talking about 2017. So when I
Okay.
invited them for that particular conference, after seeing the conference and a week later, I got recommended that you have a meeting with the Apple regional manager and the Apple team as well as our team to understand the ecosystem better. So then happened my interview with the Apple India ecosystem team. So there were a lot of people from directly from the team and indirectly from the team. So
Okay.
during that interview, it was not an interview; it was basically more of an interaction with them, and they wanted
Mhm,
to understand the student's mindset towards it. So it
mhm.
ended, and I had no expectations out of it. And 3 days later, I got an email saying that we are offering a role of territory manager for Apple in education with an with an annual package of it. It was it was in 7 digits. So I won't disclose the package to brag, but it was in 7 digits.
Okay.
Yeah. So and
Okay.
I had never even imagined in my life that I was a student who was not even eligible to sit for placements, and I got a job offer from the world's largest and world's richest companies ecosystem. So that is how doing a small thing to change the ecosystem within the university actually
Right.
helped me to reflect it through my skills, through my capabilities, and I got a job offer. This sort of coincidence happens very rarely with people. Now,
Right.
when I got the offer letter, I was in a I was in double minds that I want to start something of my own because I cannot
Mhm.
work under someone. So it's not like that I'm very opposing or I do not have the organizational behavior that is required, but I know that I can do lot of things in a better way in that time which I will be doing things for others. So that is where I
Mhm.
but then I thought let's give it a try. So went into the Apple India ecosystem along with a lot of ideas how to penetrate the education sector, which
Mhm.
somehow Apple itself failed in India because they came up with the concept of IDUP, and that did not
Okay.
work so well. But yeah, but that gave me few lessons. So during my association of 9 to 10 months with that organization, I learned a few things. So a week, almost 2 to 3 weeks later, I had to attend an event, and I was simply, introduced to directly to the Apple Europe head. So I was
Okay.
what to say. You are blank. When you cannot imagine things happening to you, and so as simple as that. Let's say you all of a sudden you are introduced to directly to a CEO of a company, or like let's say third in command to the company. So you know how your reaction
Mhm.
will be. So that's the same happened with me. But yeah,
Right.
that also helped me to learn a few things. You should never miss out an opportunity and how to make the most of an opportunity. So all these qualities got added over the time, and that is where after quitting it, because I won't share the journey of why I quit, because
Mhm.
we it will include a lot of people which I do not want to include. So but yeah, it was a smooth exit. As a near coach, it was a very rough exit. It was a very smooth exit. So it's like your foresightedness helps you to see that what is going to happen next. So that point in time, Apple was reshuffling the entire team in the country. So
Okay.
when you realize that things are going to change, so it's better to move out.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how people do in cricket. When they see that team is going to change, team management, team selection committee is going to change, they declare their retirement. That was the start of my career, and it was a kickstart of my career. So after I took a resting period of a few months, and then I decided to, it's time finally to start something of our own, because uh, during my association with Apple India ecosystem, I realized a lot of things, that
Mm-hmm.
because my entire key responsibility area was to penetrate into the education sector. So I got a chance to interact with a lot of owners of the universities, vice chancellors, academicians, HODs, students. So that is how where I found where all the problem lies. And then we started with an organization which serves as an IT solutions company. That IT solutions company, now we got started. So this has been all my life, that if I start anything, it has initially a few major hurdles to pass. So as simple as
Mm-hmm.
that, if I'll go to market and if I have to simply buy a kg of apple from a grocery store or a supermarket, either I'll forget my card or something. Zinc zincs used to happen with me. So that also happened there. And there, you know I, F13 was a very unique name, but due to the stupid algorithm that they have built on their systems for the reservation of unique name, they said that F12 Technologies is a registered company in Kerala, so we cannot have F13 Technologies because it is similar. So that is how we had to apply for 12 legal names, and 12th legal name got registered. So somehow we did a trick. We did it is we, instead of writing it in numerics, we wrote it in Roman, F13 in Roman, Enhanced Private Limited, and we kept the brand name as F13 Technologies. So that is how we had to do. We had to figure out a way. Struggling period,
Oh,
because your name is not getting registered. All your motivation ends there and then.
right.
After that comes another hurdle, that since it is a private limited company, then you have certain basic capital of the company that is required. And that point in
Mm.
time, we just finished reconstruction of our house. So I could
Okay.
not ask my dad for money, I could not ask my mother for. My mother got retired, my father got retired, and we were just done with
Mm.
rebuilding of house. So no funds. And I was figuring out ways where we could get just 1 lakh rupees to arrange for share capital.
Right.
I was calling my friends who were working in great startups, great organizations. All of them said no. So I don't have any disappointment from them, or I'm still in talking to them. So nothing has changed, because everybody has their own problems. Like we say ना कि होंगे कुछ उसकी भी मजबूरियां, खुद से ही कोई बेवफा नहीं था. So people, everybody has problems. So it was
Right.
my best friend. I'll tell you why that thing is important and why I'm mentioning it. So it was my
Right.
school time best friend, whom I used to meet 2 months, once in 2 months, because he was studying in Dehradun, then he was working in Noida. I was based up in close to Gurgaon, so it was
Mm-hmm.
very challenging for us to meet. But whenever we used, so I called him. He called me up. He said, "क्या हुआ तेरी आवाज से परेशान लग रहा है?" I said that
Mm.
we need this much money, and we need to show this up, and then only things will escalate up. We need to show this as an shared capital. And he said, "Okay, ठीक है, I'm transferring." I said, "भाई 1 लाख रुपए?" तो कह रहा है कि हाँ हाँ कोई नहीं, हाँ मैं ट्रांसफर कर देता हूँ, कब तक देगा? मैं कहा अ मंथ, मतलब इट गेट्स प्रोसेस एंड आई रिटर्न यू बैक. So the person
Mm.
whom I know has his own economical challenge, financial challenge. He is the one who's running the family. Gave me in the next 5 minutes a lakh rupees. This say I least expected. So that
Okay.
is how it happened. So things got processed then, and we had our company registered, we had our bank account open, we got our GST legalized, we had our trademark patented and everything. That things, and I returned 80% of his money, keeping 20,000 as an expense that we wanted to start off with for the company board, for the initial expense that we required. We started. So,
Right.
I started this along with my partner in this business, who's the director as well. So his name is
Mm-hmm.
Amit. So I met him during my journey at Apple India ecosystem itself. So he was one of those
Mm-hmm.
person who was one of the highest sales achiever in terms of Apple sales in the country. So
Okay.
he also saw this with this foresightedness that the system is going to change. It's better you do a switch. So that is where he also moved out. He also switched a month later after I did. So then he was
Mm.
also starting to he was also planning to start his own venture, and then we got in touch frequently, and then we started, let's start off something. Again, till this
Mm.
point, we had no clear idea what are we going to do. So usually people get registered themselves after they have few funds, after they have done the product uh, prototype or the built an MVP, and
Right.
that's how people do. But we were on a road, solitary road, where we knew nothing, nothing as in terms of our MVP, what are we going to do? We just had in mind, I had an idea in mind that we want to do something to change the ecosystem. So he was more focused towards the healthcare due to his
Mm.
contacts, because he's been working closely with a lot of doctors in AIMS and other larger organizations, health organizations in the country. So that is how it changed. And after that, what happened is we started the company. Then came next is to arrange finances, because we used to sit, so like I said, that we reconstructed the building. So we used to sit on the
Mm.
second floor of our house with just two chairs, one table, and one Wi-Fi connection, and our laptops.
Mm.
So that was all we had. Then we started to look for finances, and during the hunt for finances, we got our project, a small project through a reference for an architecture firm who was looking to move their entire office infrastructure over the cloud. And
Okay.
now what comes the point is that everybody knows that you're new in the market. So during this time, somehow by deploying your capabilities or sharing your ideas, we got a partnership with Amazon Web Services, AWS, which is the largest cloud service provider.
Right.
Now we had
Right.
a
Right.
foundation. Now we had a foundation. After that, a week later, we got partners with Microsoft, Lenovo. We got partners with VMware. So we now had the technological support, technological capability. We were partners with them, and their teams were ready to work with us. Now we had the foundation. And so since we have the foundations now, then we started to bring few people whom we know are the pioneers in the healthcare and the education industry as our advisors. Then that is
Okay.
the next step, to get advisors, so that whenever we go out, we have something to say that okay, we are new, but we have these tech giants with us as partners, and we have these pioneers of the industry to mentor us, and we have the energy to do things. So that is how we started. And taking this and building this, we came up with an idea in the education sector to start off something where it works on the overall development of a college graduate, starting from their assessment of their capabilities, giving them an opportunity for an internship in a startup company, not ours, but any startup company. Post that, building the skill during their internship, building their skill, and then recommending them the jobs. We started
Mm.
with this idea, which was unique. Everybody, people were providing assessments, people were providing internship portals, people were providing job recommendations, but nobody was doing an combined. Nobody was serving this platter. That is how we did,
Mm.
and that is how we started to approach banks for loan. Because again, I had no idea, but one of my friends told that you can get a loan under CGT. It was a government guarantee scheme for small and medium
Mm.
enterprises, and we
Mm.
started to approach banks. So a few banks said, "Sir, आपको तो कोई loan ही नहीं देगा, आप तो नए हो, ऐसा होगा." Then we ended up into a bank where they liked the idea, and we didn't knew that which office we had to approach exactly. So we went directly to their circle office. So the person for
Okay.
the advances there went
Mm.
asked us कि कितने का loan चाहिए. I said, "Sir, this is the amount that we want the loan for." So he said कि अगर
Mm.
15 crore से नीचे का loan हो तो मेरे पास मत आना, which we were not seeking. Then he said, go to this branch and talk to the assistant general manager, and he'll get it done. So he was again, I won't say he was angel, but no less than an angel. He heard, he could not understand anything what we said, because he was a banker and we were talking all about artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud technologies, etc., etc. It went overhead. So we had to
Right.
simplify things, and that is where I learned, if you want people to use your product or listen to you, you need to talk in
Mm.
their language, even if it is a banker, even if it is a very senior position, because if the people are not from your industry, they won't get you. He heard
Mm-hmm.
to the idea, he asked some time, and that is how it took a lot of time. 3 months later, we got a loan from bank with no guarantee, no guarantee at all. We had to give no guarantee. We just got a loan. So after we got a loan, we started to build our office. Because
Okay.
what happens is that everybody comes and lands and asks कि आपका office कहाँ है, where are you based at? And I have seen startups who do not have offices, who have great ideas, who have applications running on the Play Store or the App Store, who do not have a place to sit. So that is again
Right.
challenging. So that is how we built our office. And if in case Sarthak you get time someday to visit our office, you will see people. So far we have received that it looks like a very beautiful office. It is a cafe looking office. So that is
Okay.
how we built it. Now comes is
Wow.
कि दो लोग कहाँ तक जाएंगे. Then we approached somebody else who was also a part of the Apple India ecosystem with us, and he was within my team only. So
Uh-huh.
we wanted to have him on board so that we have from दो से तीन हो जाते हैं, three minds, lot of energy integrating. We had the third person coming in. Then we
Mm.
started last year July. We started to move out with this idea, the idea which I said.
Okay.
So
Right.
we realized that colleges do not respond. The education system is very laid back. We've almost
Right.
100 plus colleges in Northern India. I won't name, but all the top private universities, autonomous universities, and whatnot. And we
Mm.
got success at only three, and that
Okay.
just by luck. So by not by jack or any you know uh, external effort, but just by luck, by pure luck, we got an opportunity there, and then we started to assess the students, and that is when we realized that the students are actually in the wrong hands. And when I say this, I am not fearing of anybody in the entire education system in the country, because they
Mm.
are actually in wrong hands, even if they are into autonomous universities or private universities or state universities or any university or the college in the country. Because if you talk about the autonomous universities, the state syllabuses haven't upgraded since ages, and even if they did, so the student of, let's say, industrial engineering, he's studying computer science uh, after his classes. So that doesn't make people do what they love.
Right.
Apart from that, people studying in private universities, teachers are saying पढ़ लो और पास हो जाओगे, ये पढ़ लो पास हो जाओगे, ये पढ़ लो पास हो जाओगे. So on and so forth, things were going on ahead. So that was again a challenge
Mm-hmm.
for us. Then the bigger the brand, the less they are penetratable. They did not let you penetrate. They thought that you would just want to sell your things. And however, our purpose was not to sell. We were actually, and then we came up with a different approach, and that is when they wanted us to visit that college. We just changed our approach. We changed our the words that we were using, and we actually assessed almost 10,000 students in the last year by 31st December. And the conclusions
Wow.
that we built in the education sector is out of let's say 1 out of 13 student is placeable. If you talk about actual placements, if you want people to work with you. So we are not
Right.
talking about mass hiring or mass firing here, which a lot of blue chip companies does. Which we are talking about is, let's say, if you want the person to stay, so it is 1 out of 13 students. So if even if
Okay.
there are, let's say, 13 crore students, so there are 1 crore students. And even if there are a lot of job opportunities that are created, but there are not people who are worth those jobs. So that is where we realize that we need to work on something that actually helps. And another thing, during this part, we realized that all the online learning platforms
Mm-hmm.
are just doing business. They are not solving problems. I won't take names here, but bigger
Mm.
the brand or the smaller the online learning brand, they are not making difference. It's just that you are doing, for example, if it is for school kids,
Mm.
even if the top applications or the top edtech companies, their average duration of a student's attention is less than 20 minutes, which means there might be few students who are spending it for 4 to 5 minutes, and their costs are above 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. Making business, doing business, making revenues, having better ROI, better ROE, but not solving the problem. People are not actually learning, and there are people who are not. So their loyalty rate, or the repeat buying of the product rate is very very low. people are not using it again. If you talk
Hmm.
about learning for higher education, people just complete the course to get that certification to add into their CV so that get a better job. Or the people who are already working, they do it so that they can show that I know data sciences, I know the basics of Python, and I can work or I can get a promotion. So that is how it has been.
Hmm.
But nobody talks about the learning. That is where
Hmm.
we, over the past few months, you can say from the starting of this year, we, we, we thought to work on something which actually adds value to teaching and learning. And that is how we started to research more. We started to get in touch with all those colleges where we have visited in the past. Apart from that, we started to understand the psychology of a teacher, the psychology of a student, the psychology of an institution, the psychology of a parent, and the psychology of an edtech company. What do they need, what do they want, how do they do, and the entire process, and with which we came up with a lot of conclusions. That problem lies in the product that is being offered. So I won't give the solution to the problem over this podcast, because that is what we have earned during the COVID. And
Right.
this is what we understood, that problem was not in the technology. So far I have shared this in one of my articles that I have recently published, that what technology has done in education is just to scale up the process that was being done offline to online. It has not been used to its entire capabilities or possibilities to build something that will actually change things. That is where we will be doing things differently. And like I said in the beginning, it is not business, because seeing the current scenario, I cannot tell you, Sarthak, what kind of students I have seen. I have seen a student of BTech final year who doesn't know where at the rate is located in the keyboard. Can you imagine?
No, I don't want to.
Right. So
Honestly, I
this
don't
is,
want to.
this is what I have seen. I have seen a student who, not just one, a few students who do not know how to write an email ID, or who do not have an email ID, and they do not belong to remote areas. I have seen computer science students who do not know about cloud technologies. No, as in they don't even know which companies are providing it. There are students who have done MCAs, MBAs, and haven't done a single internship or a life project all their life, and it will take
Hmm.
another lifetime. I have seen students sitting in group discussions for companies, and if the company gives them an open topic that you decide the topic, students were like, you tell social media, no social media, digital India. This is how they were talking. This is how they were discussing things in groups. Communication is something secondary. Basic sense is missing. Application of basic common sense is missing. We cannot talk about teaching them Python. I have seen
Hmm.
students who don't know why do we use, let's say, doc type in HTML, who don't know why do we use the first line of HTML. They answer this, we use that as to save a document file. They were the students who were having 8.5 CGPAs in the private universities of the country. I have seen
My
students like
goodness.
these. So now you see the problem is not in terms of the capabilities, and that college has everything. They have high internet speed. They have filtered their internet in terms of banning the not required sites. Apart from that, they have
Hmm.
good labs. They have air conditioned labs. They have buses. They have good hostels, Wi-Fi in the hostels. The basic service a student wants, basic amenities the students wants, they are providing everything. Over this,
Hmm.
this is the case. For example, this if I ask you this question, Sarthak, what do you like the best about your hometown? So you will give me a sensible answer, maybe a monument, maybe the vibe of that place, the natural beauty,
Right.
or anything. The
Right.
person said, "Sir, वहाँ meat बहुत अच्छा मिलता है."
Kya? Meat?
Yes,
My
the
God.
student was from Champaran. I asked, "What is Champaran famous from?" Instead of saying Gandhi ji's movement, the person said, "Sir, वहाँ meat बहुत अच्छा मिलता है." So it is, they do not know what they are talking. They do not know when they should make sense and when they should not. So all these problems we identified. Another problem we identified that teachers are technologically handicapped. I should not say this, but I'll use this word, right, because हाथ पैर फूल जाते हैं उन्हें कुछ दिखता है. So whenever you go to them with a solution, they'll say no. They'll say कि बच्चों को समझ
Hmm.
नहीं आएगा, इसमें वो मजा नहीं आएगा, इसमें वो ऑरा नहीं बनेगा, ये नहीं बनेगा. So everybody has their own, songs to sing.
Right.
Now what happens is that in the education system, the harsh reality is everybody's playing TT, and the person who's being bashed from all the ends is the student. Parents
Right.
pay the fees, they want the college to do everything. Teachers, they give
Hmm.
their lectures, they want students to get marks, and they push it towards the training and placement department to get them jobs. If the student is not getting job, they put it back to the teachers, and teachers blame it on the students. If the parents ask why the student has not got the job, they say that your student is at fault. Institution don't take blames because for institution you are the customer. So
Right.
everybody is just playing the blame game in the education system, and nobody is ready to accept their faults. So for them to realize that where they are at faults, you have to give them tools which make them feel lighter. They don't have the tools that make them feel lighter. They pay 30,000 for a certification. So knowledge, I don't say knowledge should be free because then it won't be
Hmm.
worth spreading. But 30,000 just for learning something which even does not cost.
On YouTube,
See, again, okay.
maybe.
So there are certain students who say, "Sir, we learn it from YouTube." Starting to learn is great, but when you want to achieve a professional level of uh, proficiency or
Hmm.
expertise, you cannot do it from YouTube because, for example, ऐसे तो आप YouTube पे कॉलेज की पढ़ाई भी कर लोगे, but why go to
Hmm.
college and pay the fees to get a validation that is a degree? So
Right.
you will not get a certificate that validates that you know things, even if you know things. But if you are
Hmm.
selling that certification for 30,000, that is what the tech companies are doing just because of their profits, just because they are answerable to investors. Nobody's focusing on why the student is not able to learn, why our product is not repeating. So this is where the problem is lying. Technology has just, instead of attending the classes, tuition classes, from, let's say, going to the tuition, eating momos, bunking, now it has shifted to attending it online, logging in and doing other things. आप iPad पे log in कर लें and you watch TV. You can play your Xbox, muting yourself. Nobody knows. So the building the technological capabilities and just blabbering shit about machine learning and artificial intelligence would not take us anywhere. People were not, before this COVID, people were not accept, teachers were not able to accept that they can teach online. But like they say,
Right.
is the mother of innovation. Then that is how they somehow started to try to teach online. Nobody is able to do it successfully. But you see, so I feel that every stakeholder in the education system is at fault, and that is where we came up with an idea which is going to be out very soon. We are almost into the, we are almost done with the MVP testing, and which will be out soon in the market. We expect, it will change a few things. I won't say that it will change things overnight or in a year, might take a decade,
Right.
but we are trying to solve a problem of actually learning and teaching both. We are not just focusing on learning itself. So that is
Nice.
one thing we are focusing on. That is why I have said in the beginning, Sarthak, it is not business to me. It is actually solving problem, because the reason that I did not attend classes was the teaching method of the teacher, the syllabus, or the ecosystem. And this is the problem with all the students. Students attend classes just because of the attendance pressure. Nobody is willing to learn. They do an internship because they will get credits for it. But how many people
Hmm.
actually learn on the internship? So there all the problems lie. So that is why now I'll tell you another story. So this is the story of education. Now I'll talk about
Hmm.
education and industry interaction. So whenever students
Right.
go for an internship, what happens is companies burden those interns with the work that they have to do.
Hmm.
And those students, just because they need to get a certification, do it in any way possible and submit a report and move out of it.
Hmm.
There are, I am not saying that this is a general pattern, but the pattern varies. But this is what a majority does.
Right.
Now, to how to overcome this, and during pandemic, then all during all this time, like I said, we visited almost 100 colleges across the country, and we plan to get few interns from Symbiosis Pune. which was one
Right.
which is one of the known colleges. But when we went there, we actually prepared for our internship interview that we should give them new topics and do things in a better way so that we can
Mm-hmm.
match their standards. And after that, what we realized, they were no so great. They were just slightly or just better than the average students. So this is what made us realize कि इस time पे it is the entire system and all the stakeholders at fault, and that is how things have changed from now on. And after that, we had interns from different colleges. It was IITs, IIMs, Symbiosis, and other B schools and tech schools of the country, where understanding the issues they have faced and trying to be empathetic to them and their faculties, parents. We researched a lot about this, and that is how during this COVID, we performed our MVP to build out the product.
Mm-hmm.
So far, this has been the journey. So I hope I haven't taken much of the time, but to sum up 2 years, you need 45 minutes.
No, you have summed up a decade in 45 minutes, I would say. Oh my god, this was very eye-opening, I would say. Like, and that is like a very harsh reality, and the way you're approaching towards it, trying to change the whole system. Hats off, man. Hats off.
So I'll share a quick fact before you ask your question.
Right,
Uh, we wanted to see how many schools are there with CBSE. We wanted to see how many schools are there with ICSE. So if I'll show
right.
you the data someday, or if I wish I could show this, but this is a podcast. The
Mhm.
data was not organized on the ICSE website, which is considered as one of the finest boards in the country. You do not have a
Okay.
compiled data of all the colleges on the UGC website. So you now you can sense what I mean to say, and the small problem.
I
So if you do not know
honestly,
how many colleges
um,
are there in your country collectively, and are
uh,
there, which are they? So how you think we'll change the system overnight? It cannot be done, but yes, bit by bit you fill up the oceans or drop by drop. So that is how we are planning and trying to.
my goodness, this is. I'm honestly getting goosebumps thinking about this. You know that UGC's website doesn't have the compiled list. ICSE doesn't have the compiled list,
They do
and
have, but
then
it is in an order. If you download it, the data is of no use to us. The websites written for all the schools on ICSE website is like, I'll tell you. Let's say the state is Andhra Pradesh AP 0101 dot CISE dot org. That none of the domains work, and there are almost
oh,
2,300 schools in the country.
that's very harsh, brutal reality we're going through. If I look at it, my God, this is insane. My God. Okay, okay. So, Amanpreet, I'll call you Aman probably,
Yeah, yeah.
but Aman, this is like you've picked up a very different. I won't say different niche, but you've picked up something which is very different in the common niche, edtech. And this is very eye-opening. The way you're telling me कि जितने भी big edtechs are there, and the way they're minting money, and the way they're looking at the business, and the way you are trying to be different. This is different. Okay, okay, but as what we are here for is for this journey and the mindset, because at the end, every businessman solves a problem in one way or the other. I would say, even if they are in this delusion or illusion or whatever the correct word might be, that we are solving problems, right? I'm running a media production company, so I know that I'm solving the problem of getting good quality photos. So even you're solving problems. So when we're setting up that business, we definitely go through some experiences. So अब उस बारे में I'm gonna dive into it, and I'm gonna ask you questions key from journey, and then we're gonna go ahead. Okay, so, Aman, you first told us that you didn't trust people because of the experience that you had with the guy of the freshers party, or the guy who won the best male award for the freshers thing, है ना? And you learned that people can't be trusted. So, how has that experience affected your business? And I want to link that experience, with your experience of entering into partnership with two new partners whom you met at a very later stage in your life. So how do you combine those, and what are you applying from that side into your current business?
Okay. So I after this I learned that you can trust people, but you cannot have faith in them. So
How do you differentiate that?
there's a very thick line. So the same thick line between love and lust, the same thick line between preparedness and readiness. So
Thick or thin?
thick line I'll say, because people see it
Okay.
as thin, but it is a very thick.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
thin if it breaks, thick if it stands.
Okay. Give me more insight over it.
Give you more insights over it. So let's say trusting people, trusting the work that
Uh,
they are doing, trusting them with the contribution that they are doing, trusting them that
hmm.
they share the same vision as yours, and having
Hmm.
faith is they breaking it, they moving out. So
Okay.
to reconnect this, so you can
Right.
so let's say I can trust you that you will do well with this podcast, but I do not have faith in
Hmm.
technology or the audience which can misuse it.
Right.
So मुझे भरोसा सब पे है बट विश्वास किसी पे नहीं है. Or you can say I मेरे को विश्वास सब पे है बट भरोसा किसी पे नहीं है. So that is one. But in the same time, we
Hmm.
cannot do business without having trust. So I do trust them.
Right.
I do trust them entirely. I won't say blindly, but entirely. But
Hmm.
the best part about things is that if you talk about human body, you have spine, you have muscular system, you have digestive system, and there are a lot of systems. So everybody is playing their
Hmm.
role, and everybody is
Hmm.
connected to the single energy, and that is
Hmm.
how we are. So if let's say if something moves out, will definitely
Hmm.
create a difference, but the show must go on. So that is how it is. So that is how I'm trying to implement with my partners. And you know uh, since it is a limited liability company, so that is how
Right.
where I know even if things fail, so I'm not, first thing is that I'm not scared of failing. I have, the day I started this is the day I stopped getting scared of failing. So this is never I scared of. So even if things go miserably bad, it will
Hmm.
take a while for me to recollect myself, recollect my energy. But I have to come up. There have been a lot of incidents in the past of my life which I did not share in the beginning. But it's like
Hmm.
बार बार बिखर कर भी मुकम्मल खड़ा हूँ. देख ले जिंदगी तुझसे कितना बड़ा हूँ. So this is the maximum that is going to happen.
Wow. Wow. That's lovely. Okay. So, Aman, you told us that there was this point that you realized that you were there to create opportunity, but not exactly use them. Okay. I hope that I've quoted this right
Yeah.
in terms of quote unquote. So, when if I
Creating
look at this from the
opportunity but not utilizing one. So for example, if let's say I'm in the league of 100 people, so maybe I can create
Mhm.
an opportunity for 75 people and share an opportunity with 15 people, and for the 10 people which will include me, to create opportunity.
Mhm.
That is how it is divided.
Right, right, I get it. But what I want to ask is, how have you applied this in your business? Because when we talk about business, in the bigger picture, as you start growing the business, and you would have also realized that when you started getting your own team, the priorities start changing a bit. It's like before you can take the money, you have to give the salaries out there, and
That is how it has been. So again, during the COVID,
Mhm.
we ensured that whosoever is associated with us. So there was a delay of a week or so in the month of May, but
Mhm.
in April, in June, we ensured that, and even in May, we ensured that they are being paid out, whatsoever they are, because you can. If this is your idea, people can share your dream, share your vision, but
Mhm.
nobody is going to share your struggle. So you have to struggle, and so struggling was going on, and that is how I understood here also that for people it is really hard to survive, because few work for you. So there's a song in Punjabi, but this is actually a very philosophical song, because the person who's
Mhm.
written that song is actually a PhD in Sufi music. तो उसमें एक गाना है कि चार ही तरीके नाल बंदा करे कम सदा शौक नाल प्यार नाल लालच ਜਾਂ ਡੰਡੇ ਨਾਲ so four ways a person works either because of his passion
Hmm.
due to greed or any
Right.
benefit or by force or by love. So those who love
Right.
what they do, it doesn't affect them. But the ones who are doing just for a benefit, for a monetary benefit, or for their career
Hmm.
benefit, or who are doing it by force, force of their family, or force of the destiny, or the force of their needs, that is
Hmm.
how it is. So you have to take care of things. So that is where I thought. Another thing that I'll tell you that how I took it as an opportunity, because during COVID
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
actually realized people got paralyzed. They stopped functioning. उन्हें समझ नहीं आ रहा था क्या करें. And that
Hmm.
is where we haven't stopped a day. So for the past 4 months, I haven't taken a day off even on Sunday. Been working 14 to 16 hours, so it's not just me, but along with me, the entire team has been working. Now, like I told that we went to Symbiosis Pune to get a few interns. We got few interns for 3 interns from Symbiosis Pune. We already had few people working with us, but when we
Hmm.
saw their internships are getting cancelled, even in the
Hmm.
big companies, in the tech giants, even in the big four, their internships also
Hmm.
get cancelled. That is when we extended them the opportunity to work with us, and that is where people from IITs whose internship got cancelled, they were working with us. So we actually needed 3 interns, but we accommodated 12,
Wow.
giving
That's
opportunity to
really,
people, paying
yeah,
a lot of
right.
salary. Apart from that, we realized that since people are not moving out of their houses, instead of having them end up in depression, let's work
Hmm.
for something that can actually contribute to the post-pandemic uh, education ecosystem. It is a mountain that you have to move, but you have to start with the paradigm shift that you require. So we have worked on the paradigm shift, and post pandemic
Hmm.
our aim will be move the mountain of education system bit by bit.
Hmm.
That is how it has been, uh, in terms of creating opportunities or giving opportunities to people.
Right, right. So at this very juncture, okay, I want to link a couple of things. The very thing that you told right now, that you want to create this paradigm shift, the very thing that you quoted, that you went out talking to 100 schools, 100 colleges, out of which three replied, and the very thing that you're also working to create opportunities. But these, with that said, you're also trying to create an opportunity for your business, so that these colleges and all these people start, acknowledging you.
Yes,
And
definitely.
while you do this, there's always this pressure, and there's always this mindset, ki ye hoga nahi hoga. You definitely have failed a lot of times, and you have also come out of it. But how have you dealt with that mindset कि यार
Okay,
100 में से सिर्फ 3, हाउ
so
200 में से 6 होंगे, 200 में से 50 होंगे, कितने होंगे? Because when you nail those opportunities, then you know, okay, I am getting some business and I can give these people some opportunities. You can give your employees some opportunities as well. So this is not just about, opportunities and creating opportunities for your employees, but for yourself. So what is that you were going to say about this?
okay, so I said this in my first ever interview as well. So how do I handle pressure? So I don't know why, but
Right.
I still remember physics and chemistry that I solved, major part of physics that I solved during my grade 11 and 12. So
Hmm.
if you remember the gas equation, PV is equal to nRT, pressure multiplied by,
Right, right,
and if you take
right.
motivation as a constant and the number of
Hmm.
people and the time instead of temperature, the time that you have, you can
Hmm.
remove the pressure from yourself. You can divide it by the volume that it is into the number of people you have and the time that you have. That is how you can normalize pressure. That is one. Second thing you were talking about, people are not replying. So I'll tell you. So I have visited 100 colleges, got replying 3, which makes
Hmm.
3% success. Given the
Right.
fact there are almost 45,000 educational institutions in the country,
Hmm.
and so if 3% of 45,000 educational institutions is close to 1,250 colleges.
Right.
So if we follow the same 3%, it makes 1,250 educational institutions. And if we do not make much, just let's say 100,000 rupees, you can do the
Hmm.
math. So that is enough to start with the motivation. That is another thing that lies is, you should always see the larger picture in terms of that when you had three colleges, you were not known. But the next time you
Right,
start, you had those three colleges on the foundation.
right.
So maybe the next time you have six. So the third time you try, you have nine, and that is how you build a building. That is the same approach we did. Have three, understand what where we lagged, understand where we performed, and add up value to it. Increase your team and increase the ideas and increase the effort as well. So, we built it this way and always target for the low hanging fruits. That is the four things that we have kept in our approach.
Hmm. That's nice, and I like the way you explained it. That's really good. Okay, okay. So the next thing that I want to ask Aman is that uh, you told us that you got selected as the territory manager at Apple, or the company that you were working with, via Apple or something. Okay, and you got a package of 7 digits as well. So now the fact is, you also told us that you were in this dilemma where you were like, should I do this, or should I go for my own thing, because you always think that you cannot work under someone and you have to do your own stuff. But when you actually, when you were taking the switch, even though you knew there are internal things happening, what was the mindset then?
So,
What was your money management plan? What was your mindset then, that okay, I'm leaving this, there's a good ransom figure I'm leaving, there's a good security that I'm going to leave, and lots of stuff that happens at that point. So what was there at that point going in your head?
so, the point is that, yeah, it was a ransom amount that was leaving. So I had a few savings, but I
Mhm.
also knew this. Once I step into this and once I stay into this, it will be very hard for me to move out of it, because when the company is paying for your food bills, company is giving has given you a studio apartment to live, companies taking care of all your expenses, be it fuel bills, phone bills, coffee bills, etc., etc., and whatnot. So you get
Hmm.
addicted to it, and it's really hard to move out. That was one. And second thing
Hmm.
was that I saw that there was changes started to happen in the country, positive or negative, I won't quantify. Be it demonetization, I won't quantify it as positive or negative, or GST as
Hmm.
positive or negative. But there was a lot of displacement in the country in terms of the system, and that is when I realized that this is the time when people are actually having in the mind, ठीक है चलो अच्छे के लिए हो रहा है, अच्छे के लिए हो रहा है, we should change things, because time is the only thing that is constant, and else everything changes. So my financial plan was that I knew that I'm going to stay back at home. So I did not have any tension of roti, kapda, and makan. So by
Hmm.
the grace of the God, health and education is something which I was trying to work on. And sometimes, at some point in time, or some point in your life, you have to take that decision of leaving something and of moving to something big, to something bigger. So I won't call it something bigger than what I left, but something bigger to solve something. So it's like, every day people ask me this question. At least I get at least one or two people asking me this question, ki, why did you leave this job, or so what made you start this. So sometimes the problems that you are going to solve, or you want to
Hmm.
solve, are larger or are bigger than your entire existence and your lifetime. It might take your lifetime to solve that problem. The problems are bigger than you yourself, or a group of people, or a community. But if you solve these problems, you actually help the future generations.
Hmm.
So that is what I had in mind. I have to solve something, because the kind of college environment I felt that, because if I felt the same, more or less, it will be the same for everyone. It's just people force them into things. I do not. So that is where I, moved out of it, because I did not want to force myself into it. And managing the finances, so it's not that I am still making millions a month. I'm managing,
Hmm.
and I know that this struggle is for a time, but by the time I start to solve problem, and it actually helps to affect people, you'll be having everything that you want. You'll be having name, you'll be having investors, you'll be having people using a product, and you'll be leading somehow the industry or the market. So it's just a momentarily struggle where you need to manage your needs, not your finances. You need to prioritize what is needed more. Like you said, giving the opportunity. So if you ask during this COVID, what was my need? What was my needs? My needs were to take care of my parents, and my need was to manage the expenses of my organization so that nobody in the organization feels that we did not got the salary. So these were the needs. You
Hmm.
need to manage the needs first to manage the finance. It's not like I was buying a new phone every now and then. I was buying a new car every now and then, or new gadgets, or I was going out clubbing. I was going out to the bar. You need to manage a lot of things. You need to cut off socially. I did not cut off socially, but yeah, I somehow reduced my social presence because if I would have gone out for, let's say, 2 hours, and given the Delhi traffic situation, another hour going, another hour commuting back, 4 hours. In
Hmm.
those 4 hours, I could actually contribute to something that I dream of. So when you contribute to something that you dream of, actually pays you more. It's like you are investing into it. So investing time is the only thing. So you need to invest your time wisely. You need to understand your needs, and that's the thing you need to manage. Finances can be managed every now and then. So luckily, touchwood, I do not have any debt on me. And the reason I told you that story, that my friend gave me the debt. So what happened with me, and like since this came up that I had to cut off myself socially or reduce my social presence, so that
Hmm.
friend passed away last October.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
And the point is, I got to know that a month later. So even I could not attend his funeral. So his contribution in this organization stays forever. So as long as this organization goes, he actually helped me to lay the foundation of this uh, company. So his contribution stays there forever, and this is the after effect of reducing your social presence. But again, when you are building something which is larger than you, your life or your lifetime, you have to give out on a lot of
So, I mean, talking to you, talking about this thing has literally made me feel like I wouldn't deny it, but literally made me feel that you have had a sacrifice. And because till now, I just read it, but now I felt it that when you're doing something bigger than life, you need to sacrifice. Now I can feel it. Okay. Okay. So, going on, Aman, you told us that there was this time when you had a meeting with the Apple's Europe head, Hannah, and you went blank. Along with that, you also told us that you've got advisors on board from various sectors, industry leaders to help you out on a lot of stuff. So, on this point, what I want to ask is there are many situations where as a business you have to break into a lot of companies, maybe Fortune 500 or maybe other huge businesses, and where these mentors help you a lot, as you already told that these mentors help you a lot. And that is where you are not blank, just like you already went blank once because you're talking to someone huge out there. So what is your insight, and how has this thing developed into your mindset of having an advisor, having a mentor on board, and how does it help in the business? So give me something more on
So,
there.
first thing is that the approach I have after that day is, constructive planning signifies your victory. So
Okay.
this is one of my mantras. If you are talking about destruction or displacing someone, you won't go too far. Build something.
Mm,
So let's say even if there exists world's largest building, but
mm,
sometime later, a few years or maybe a few decades later, somebody will build a bigger building than that. Nobody is going to destruct
mm,
that. So this should be your idea when you're building something. Constructive planning. Think of how will you go big. So when you the reason of having those advisors on board, because let's say I'll tell you, we have four advisors so far. One is Dr. Deepak Gupta. He's currently the head of neurology at AIMS. He helps us
okay.
understand the doctor's need and the neurological aspects and the technological needs of a doctor. Then we have Dr.
Mm-hmm.
S.N. Singh. He is currently the director at IGNU, and he helps us understand the challenges distance learning student faces and teacher faces, because majority of the students of the country, they learn from distance because of their circumstances, family or financial. And then we have Dr. Avel Singh. He is currently he's the former convener of Sahitya Academy, that is Literary Academy of India. And apart from that, he has been recently marked as an expert by UGC for emeritus fellowship and doctoral research. So he helps
Mm-hmm.
us understand, for all the scholars, the doctors or the professors, what are
Mm-hmm.
their mindset and how subcultural influences matter in the education. And another is Dr. SS Minas, who has more than 350 awards in his kitty. He's the member of CBSE Governing Council. So he advises us on the factors related to students' life during school and transformation from school to college. So these people are helping us building things uh, which people can use. So I'll give you an example. I'll share another story. So when I had this idea
Sure.
that we will be doing something, so he said, Dr. SS Minas, I went to him. He said that मेरे स्कूल में एक बच्चा पढ़ता है जो बॉर्नविटा के ऐड में आता है. पहले एक बच्चा आता था, भागता भागता आता था, तैयारी जीत की. So his father
Mm-hmm. I know.
is somebody who has a cycle puncture shop, and Dr. Minhas has given him free education, no fees. He said, "Can you build a product for this kind of a student?" The day you have an answer, that is the day you are on the right track. So that minute long answer by him actually made a difference in the thought कि यार बच्चे वो भी हैं and they are the ones who need it the more because they are not having opportunities. So if we are building something, it should be as low as someone from such a remote family or area or family with a lot of financial challenges can achieve
Mm-hmm.
that as well. So that is how they have helped us building the product. So when you build product for someone, let's say Apple taught me this, that they make idiot proof devices. They do not make their devices for the sensible people. They make it idiot proof that even an idiot can use. So this is
Right.
what I saw, ki if you make the product for the worst, that is how you can make it for the best. That has held
Wow.
me, you know so idiot proof devices and making a educational product for a student like that. So if you can do that, means you are on the right track. As simple as that.
Okay, okay, okay. So, on this note, I want to ask something which probably might be integral to your organization, but this is going to help a lot of companies out there, which think about this in terms of finances. Okay, so you can tell me like how this suits you. So getting advisors on board sometimes could be a daunting task because advisors may ask for profit sharing, revenue, or some sort of set income per month, or it could be anything. So talking like as you told that you've got so many and so renowned advisors on you, how have you managed it? Is it like some monetary benefit, or is it the bigger motive that they're working for, or what exactly is it?
So all the four people, by the grace of God, they are well settled, and they are, I'll
Mm-hmm.
call them saints, because they have spent their lifetime solving people. So let's take an example of Dr. Avel Singh. So throughout his
Mm-hmm.
life, he has from the past 40 years, I'll say, not more, but at
Mm-hmm.
least past 40 years, what I have heard about him, he is the person who has translated, authored, and written more than 50 books related to Indian culture, Indian literature, and Punjabi literature overseas within the country. Apart from that, he has worked on promotion of a language, just being an
Okay.
administrative job.
Okay.
All the four, and if you talk about Dr. Deepak Gupta, he spends 16 hours a day with, and sometimes without a Sunday, in AIMS, and in a month he performs almost 100 surgeries. So these are the people
Wow.
dedicated to the field they are. So they do not want revenues or monetary shares. They just want their contribution. So we also follow. We understand that they are busy in their schedule. So we try to accommodate their guidance at the level where we feel we need a decision or we need a guidance decision. It's not like that we have them every now and then in our office. We
Mm-hmm.
we figure out ways to get knowledge from them, get inspiration from them, and get solutions to our problems from them. So these all are four
Mhm.
people whom we have with us. They've been doing very small things in their life. They've been working for just a particular segment, and they have been in. I'll say, I won't say satisfied because I don't know, but they've been happy with what they've been doing, and they are the ones you won't find them in any organization having a stake. They are simply living a normal life, maybe in a 3 BHK or a 2 BHK. That is how it has been for them, and so it has not been a challenging task for us
Wow.
so far,
That's
because the vision which we have shared with them is not related to money. Because like I said, while I was talking to Dr. Minhas, so I did
Mhm.
not said कि हमें ही बनाना है, हम कितने का बनाए. I said this is what we are solving. If you talk with anybody telling what you are going to solve, finances, monetary involvements is secondary. For example, if I tell you, Sarthak, that I have an electronic gadget which can help doing podcasts even in space, you'll be interested
Mhm.
to know what it does. Second thing comes is the price. You never ask price
Right.
before seeing the product or know the product. You first know what is
Right.
in it and then you quantify. That is where it lies as well. People always want to know your purpose, and then they ask you, what are the charges or how much do they need to spend.
Right. 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 That's nice. Yeah. That's very thoughtful and I mean thoughtful, and teaching. This is teaching me also a lot of things, and this is great. Okay, so that's really good to know that all these people, you and everyone are together working for the bigger motive and looking, as you already told. Then I'm not going to ask you my regular question that I almost ask every entrepreneur, that are they a money minded person, because you already answered that money is the byproduct, and clearly you're working on a bigger than life motive. And I don't know why. I mean, this literally feels like you know. I'm talking to someone like Elon Musk.
No,
Okay.
that no,
He do-
he's way more visionary, and
yeah, I know. I can completely understand, but it's like someone in the education sector. I don't know names out there, but it's just like, if at all this justifies it, probably you're trying. I don't mind saying this. You're trying to be the Elon Musk in the
so
education sector for India.
I'll I really thank you for the appreciation, Sarthak. But I'll try to be myself. I won't follow anyone. There's a reason to it. I
Right.
don't want to become
Anji.
another Steve Jobs. So though I idealize Steve Jobs a lot,
Ah,
but I don't want to be the next Steve Jobs, because the struggle that he went through, the challenges
right.
he faced, I'm not facing the same. When
Right.
he started his entrepreneurial journey, he did not had computers, personal computers. That's how they built one.
Mm,
He built
right.
a device where we could listen to a million songs in our pocket. He built things. When I am starting, my problems are different, my challenges are different, my path is different. So we cannot compare it to anybody. I understand the motive behind what you said. I really appreciate it.
Right.
Thank you for the same. But I'm not trying to
Right.
replicate anyone. I and trust me, I don't know that I'll stick to this education sector for long. If I see that this problem has solved or is on the path of solving, we might switch to another problem in life. So we are not just limited to education.
No, that's completely understandable. At least for now, I don't mind saying this. Honestly, I don't, because even I'm thinking that it's a huge compliment. Honestly, I wouldn't lie to that fact. Elon Musk has put in a lots and lots of time out there, and but I'll tell you very frankly, Aman, what was happening, like probably today or a couple of days back. I was talking to someone, and the conversation was like, he sometimes, if you cannot change the system, you become part of the system, because we cannot deny the fact, in India changing a system is like, I have no words, honestly, what it's like, and you can also understand that.
Mhm.
So when I'm seeing you do that, my God, that is.
So I'll say, Sarthak, I am not changing the system, or I'm not trying to change the system, because I
Right.
know if I'll start changing the system or trying to change the system, I might lose up all my hair, or all my hair turn gray. So I'm trying to create
Right.
a system parallel to system. It's like you are in a universe and you imagine of a parallel universe. So I'm trying to create a
Right.
parallel universe or a parallel system in education, not
Nice,
change this one,
nice.
because there have been a lot of people who have spent their lifetime, or more than just lifetime, building this one based on that present needs of that time. But the things
Mm,
have changed, so we should, for example, if let's say your phone stops working, you go towards a new one. There's a limit till which you can replace the parts of that product. There comes a time you have to do the switch. So that is how we
right,
are also
right.
thinking, ki, and trust me, this pandemic came like a miracle to us, because for us to make people realize the need of having something better was very challenging,
Mm,
and this pandemic did half of our job.
right. I can understand.
So this has been like I won't
Okay.
say it is a blessing, but it came like a
Right,
miracle to teach lesson to people.
right, right, right. Okay, coming out of this zone, back to Dhanda. So when you got your loan without any guarantee, right? Definitely it was angel, miracle, or everything or anything we can name it. So what was your first mindset and what was it like? Because when we talk about growth and scalability and growing of business and everything, lots and lots of people say, that business needs to invest, right?
Mhm.
So what were your money management plans when you got this amount of loan with you, and how did you start utilizing that money, and how are you working around it? Give
First
us
thing
some
that we
insight.
did out of it, like I already told, we built an office because you want
Mm,
space. So let's say if you might have three people today, like that point in time we were just three people. So you might have three people today, and tomorrow you might have seven, and then another day you have 12. So you should have some
right,
infrastructure where 15 people can sit, because 15 people or 12 people cannot sit on the road and discuss ideas, because and
right.
even not in a cafe, because even the walls have ears. And
Mm,
in today's date how quickly ideas get uh,
copy.
copied or stolen.
I know
So
that. Right. So what else from the office?
apart from the office, we knew that we need to have at least 6 months of expense for the team, with their salaries. Let's say if anything, everything and anything goes down, so we can pay them their salaries and the basic expenses of the office, the logistical expenses or the professional services that we require, the cloud hostings or the chartered accountants, etc., etc., government filings. So we managed for 6 months, and then we started to work towards it, and we started to add up money into it. We started to rotate the money, so that when you are into rotation, so sometimes we face challenges while rotating as well. But once we started to rotate the money, and that is
Mm,
where we changed a lot of things actually. So rotation helped us to make some profits, even at being under debt. But that is how we grew,
mm.
and that is how we could, repeat our loans and revise our loan.
Okay, okay, that's nice. So now, Aman, I'm gonna ask you a very different question, and I want your insight over it in terms of business. Okay, so as you said that from your experience at Apple, you learned this thing that Apple produces products which even an idiot can use, and Apple has been saying this, and even Steve Jobs has said this in many of his interviews that I try to build a product that anyone can use, irrespective he knows it or not, but he can use it. Right. With that said, we also know that Apple follows a top to bottom approach.
Yeah.
Right. How is your insight about it, or what is your insight about it that, in for a business which is trying to scale up and which is probably in the service sector or in the product sector and trying to price their services or their products and see which fits better. Should they go on the higher side? Should they go on the lower side? Because after talking to you, I've also realized that there's a huge market out there which is let's say the lower class market. There's a huge market which is the upper class market, because you are when you're talking about the education sector, there are all kinds of people,
Yeah.
right? So how are you combining these two things, or what is the approach that you suggest anyone can use, or what's your insight about this
So
if I try to combine these two
we need to
things?
talk about Apple or any automobile company. So how to do it?
Mm,
That they launch one of their products at a price which is affordable to a person who's planning to switch, who's planning to upgrade himself. So if you
okay.
see Apple, if you see any automobile company, they'll come up with the lowest model, which will have
Mhm.
the basic features that you need, but not the premium
Mm.
features. So that's how premium model have been working on. And the
Right.
premium model, I believe, works one of the best ways. The ones who want to utilize it for free, they should, be it Spotify or be it any other service. So it should be free, and the one who wants the better things to come, they should pay for it. So similarly is what I believe in today's era. Nobody buys CDs, nobody buys cassettes, nobody buys movie DVDs. There are a lot of things that people have stopped buying. They just use subscription. So it's like you use the premium version. So if you like it, it is up to you, and you upgrade or you switch. So that is how I believe is the best way to do that. You can have layers to your product. So which one category that solves the purpose should be free, and the more features that you want, should, the more you pay for it.
So, in your opinion, if I look at it, at the current times, going by this freemium and subscription based models is a better approach than following a bottom to top or top to bottom
If it is a
approach.
service, if it is a physical product,
Mm.
then again, you have things. For example, if you take an example of Surf Excel, you have a competitive brands who are selling it at low, and then they come up with 10 rupees of Surf Excel, so that
Mm.
people who have low income, they can also buy, because they'll buy Surf for 10. If we'll sell them Surf
Mm.
for 89 rupees, they won't buy. But if we'll sell them Surf
Mm.
for 10 rupees, they will buy it. And then you have Surf Excel Liquid, Surf Excel top load, front load, etc., etc. So that is how it has been
Mm.
going. And it's not, people do not see it, but apparently more or less it has been the same. If you talk about technology, if you talk about automobiles, if you talk about FMCG, you talk about
Mm.
restaurants, they'll start with the basic price of, let's say, paneer, and then go up, paneer do pyaza, shahi paneer, kadahi paneer, Afghani paneer, Malai paneer, paneer tikka. They keep on adding, and they you'll find them having omelets as well. You'll find them having basic dal tadka as well, which will be the cheapest. So that is how people offer a range. So you have to offer them a range if you want to cater large sector, and that is where
And what is the approach that you're following?
that is the approach we will always follow, I believe. Because edtech so far, what they are doing, they are static towards a particular price. Just two
Mm.
things. They are not offering a range. So that's why Coursera is successful, because they have courses from all the ranges of, from $10 to $200. So that is how they have kept their approach as well.
Okay, okay, okay. I I get it. I get it. Okay. Aman, you also told us one thing that there was this point where you wanted to get to the colleges, so you changed your words that you used to say,
Yeah.
right? Because of which they let you in. So many times we hear people that just like Nike goes by this notion, just do it, okay. And many times we also listen to people that do research, do some work, prepare yourself, and then do it. So there, both of these things exist,
Yeah.
and you also learned from your experience that changing the words helped. So what is it that you would like to suggest on this part ki you know सीधा कूद जाओ या research करो or just keep modifying yourself because yeah, or just make a symbiosis of all of these and then go and start working on a client or prospect.
Right. So, Sarthak, I'll say here. So, I was really impressed by Tim Cook's commencement speech of Stanford University this year or last.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said that to him, death of Steve Jobs was the biggest lesson in life. So he had a line after that your mentors will leave you prepared, but you will never be ready. So if we apply in today's scenario, we had
Mm.
technologists, we had virologists, we had microbiologists, we had top class doctors, world class infrastructures, whatnot. We had, people were prepared for, people were preparing for diseases. They were making better and cheaper medicines, but nobody was ready for this. So there lies the difference between preparedness and readiness.
Right.
That is where every difference is. So, like I said in the beginning, there's a very thick line. If it resists, if it doesn't, then it is a very thin line. So, preparedness versus readiness. So, people were actually prepared for any big thing happening in the world, and people were prepared for next turn in the industry. But apparently, it happened. They were not ready for it. So
Mm.
similarly, how much hard you may research, how much things you may do, but the moment you start to face it, is you coming. If you talk about cricket, starting from the first ball, you practice in the net for 3 hours, 4 hours, do the workout, do the physical fitness. Same goes with the ballers, but the moment the match starts, that is where things change. All your preparedness is tested by readiness. How adaptable आपकी पहले 2 ओवर में 3 विकेटें गिर गई, entire strategy changes. But were you ready for it? Preparation is done before things, but readiness actually is tested during the thing. So similarly, the case happened with the pandemic. So most of the organizations were not prepared to work remotely.
Right.
लोगों ने आज तक स्काइप पे काम नहीं किया है. टेल यू अबाउट पीपल फ्रॉम आईटी कंपनीज, पांच पांच दस दस अंगूठियां पहनी होती हैं, हाथों में तीन तीन फोन होते हैं, उन्हें लैपटॉप चलाने नहीं आते हैं. दे आर रनिंग आईटी कंपनीज बाय hiring staff just to make profits. So similarly,
Right.
when you talk about market research, आप कुछ भी कर लो, you go and you'll meet some person who'll who'll ask you things that you have never thought for. That is where that is the lesson that you get when you get into it. So you should do research before things. You should get prepared. You should take advices, but you should always follow your heart and your heart and intuition, because they somehow know what you are going to do in life. So preparedness is important. At the same time as readiness is what you need. You need to be ready for change. And for this, I have been following one theory all my life, that is the rubber band theory. So, be like a rubber band, stretch yourself if needed, but don't stretch to a limit that it breaks. Stretch to the fullest, and when things get normal, come back to your original shape, come back to the original
Okay.
shape. So that is what I have been following.
That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so with that said, Aman, if I look at a journey, you've already given us lots and lots of insights about it. But if I talk about one big failure, what was it and what you learned from that?
So the big failure was, it was not a big failure. We failed at a very small level, but it was a big lesson.
Okay.
So it's like, that is how AWS tells people that if you can build a product and fail at
Mm-hmm.
low cost, so the failure is not large. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so what we built, we started to build a product for the students, like every tech startup, without understanding the need, the pressure points or the pain points or the touch points of all the stakeholders. So we did it, but
Right.
we got a lesson on the earlier stage as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Okay. I get it. Okay. So with that, I guess we're there at the end of the podcast, and because you've already given us everything, and I don't think so there's anything left that I would want to ask you. Okay, so this talk has been really insightful in terms of how you started your journey and how you're continuing it, and how you got the advisors and you did the job and your college life. That's really really inspiring, Aman, out there. I
Thank
must say.
you, Sarthak.
So that's something great, and plus the bigger motive than life that you're going around with. Hats off. I would literally say hats off to it.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Sarthak, for bearing with me for more than 90 minutes, because people barely stay when I speak. Uh, it is sometimes overflowing in terms of their understanding. But since you are running a media production company, so you are used to it, I believe.
No, 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 no. It's not. It's not about me being used to it. I've been in very different situations with many different clients. I wouldn't want to say, but see, these things are very honestly. I mean, what happens is when I'm listening, I'm creating a podcast, and when I'm listening to my guest, I mean, I'm learning at every point, and I personally want to grow. And with these podcasts, I mean, there are millions and tons of people out there who want something to know, and something that can teach them. And sometimes what they miss is that very intricate detail of life, and they just see that bigger picture. Let's say, by God's grace, within the next 6 months, you're the huge startup out there, and you're known and everything, and the journey would be out there. But then I don't know how, how many people would know these very small and intricate details. I want to bring these out, and these are those details which which can help anyone go through those thick and thins of their journey. So honestly, I haven't been bearing you. I've loved every bit of this.
So, before I conclude, I have a message, for everybody or anyone,
Right,
like you
right,
said, people won't be knowing these small, small struggles. So
right,
what I follow is, your presence should be a message. Use words if necessary. Your presence itself should reflect what you do, or what the aura that you carry with you. Use words if necessary. So the growth, the struggle, and everything should be visible in your presence. So let's say during my just because we are virtually interacting with each other, but I try
right,
to sum up a decade full of struggle in 90 minutes. That's the effort that I did. I don't know how well I
right.
did it, how well I pulled it off, but that is what I believe, that beat any person, beat any industry, your presence should be a message to the people. And you sometimes you need not use words for it. Your actions speak louder than that, louder than the words. And similar is other ways of showing your presence. So if you make the presence, if people, if you make your presence and it is worth their attention, you have already solved a lot for yourself, and you have already achieved a lot for the rest of your life.
That's a very different and new mantra that I'm listening to. See, it's really nice. Okay, so there's one thing, Aman, that we do before we end the podcast is that we ask our guests to recommend us another entrepreneur whom you think has a very inspiring journey, and we can call them on show and talk about their journey. So, who's that one you would love to recommend, and we'll make sure that he's there on the show.
uh, all right, so because what happens these days, the definition of entrepreneur is very skeptical into the people's mind. So I need to think
Right,
for a minute, because whom you want me to invite you to your show, and who can
right.
really give insights to people. It will be Sayantan Chatterjee from B Test.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an IIT,
Give us a little, give a little info about
yeah,
him.
so he's an IIM dropout,
Okay,
engineer by profession, who left
okay,
his uh, uh, journey of masters at IIM Kozhikode, and to start off his own
okay.
venture to transform the way people should recruit in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. Then I'm gonna make sure that he's here with us, and I'll take all of your help that he's there with us. And once his podcast is there, I'll make sure that you both get each other's link and listen to the podcast. With that said, Aman, I wanna thank you so much for coming on the show, taking out time and telling us about your journey. This has been really, really insightful. And listeners, all I wanna say is that Aman as you know, like after listening to this, you know that it's just about 2.5 years that Aman has started out, and all the struggles he has faced, and he's told you everything in detail. So probably anyone or everyone who's there in your early 20s, you have got a huge amount of insight as to what all could happen and would happen with you in any manner. It could be registration of your business, or getting loans, or bootstrapping it, investment, or anything. This thing has been really, really insightful. Thank you so much, Aman.
You're
Thanks a lot for
welcome,
coming
Sarthak,
in.
and thank you so much for having me, and giving me an opportunity to share two bit of knowledge that I have with the others. And to I don't find myself inspiring, but if at all, if it could help someone and ignite a spark within them, then I guess even if it is just one person, I guess I did justice to the time that we spent here. So thank you very much, Sarthak, for having me. And I really wish your channel grows. And Dhandoni Soch. So Dhandoni Soch is really doing good. That's what I have heard in the previous podcasts before today's podcast. So that is really great.
Right.
Keep up the good work, Sarthak. And so let's catch up soon sometime today.
Definitely, definitely. Let this Corona thing settle down. I'm
So if at
definitely
all it
coming
does,
and meeting
but
you.
yeah, if not, then we'll figure out our own ways to connect.
Definitely. I mean, entrepreneurs find solution to every problem. We'll find another solution. Not
Yes,
an issue
right.
at all.
Right, Sarthak.
Done.
Thank you.
I'll see you. Thank you so much,
Bye.
man. Bye
Bye,
bye.
Sarthak.
Take
Thanks.
care.
Take care. You too.
I hope that you're able to take back something insightful from this podcast and apply it in your life to be a better version of yourself and add to your Dhandoni Soch. If you know someone whom you think should feature on my podcast and has a very inspiring entrepreneurial journey, then do drop me a DM on my Instagram, SarthakVarshNey. Sarthak Varshne. Yeah, that's me. I'm the founder of SV Clicks, and SV Clicks is the producer of this show. You can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn as well with the same name. If you're willing to listen to more of such unheard, inspiring stories of the entrepreneurs, then don't forget to follow us by pressing that follow button on your podcast screen. Thank you for being such an amazing audience. Keep learning, keep growing. We'll be back soon. See ya.